I'm hoping today that my presentation is going to give you some ideas of how you can use a school garden to teach students with special needs, vocational skills, and functional academics. I'll begin by telling you how our garden was started at Desert Oasis High School. It was the 2012 to 2013 school year. I had just begun working there as a special education teacher. I teach students with intellectual disabilities. And at that time, the students were participating in a recycling program and building maintenance program. But I wanted to add a third program to teach the students job readiness skills. And it just hit me one day. I thought, what about a garden? I thought, yes, a garden. A garden, you can use a garden to teach vocational skills. And not only that, you can use a garden to teach functional academics. So I imagined during having a garden and during the process of the students being out there, they could work on a farmer's market. They could work on money handling skills, customer greeting. Students could work on the nutritional benefits of fruits and vegetables. They could develop their fine and gross motor skills through gardening activities. And through all of this, they could build their sense of accomplishment and self-esteem. Here's my class. This was just the beginning of the 2013 school year. I had a full class of 14 students. This was in August, so over the summer they had built our first 8 garden beds and they put a fence around the garden area. I highly recommend a fence, by the way, for your garden. So in addition to my class, we have 5 other classes at Desert Oasis that use the garden as an outdoor classroom. 3 of the classes teach students with autism. 1 class teaches students with severe learning disabilities, and the last class teaches students with severe emotional disabilities. We all work together on a daily basis out in the garden. Here's a picture of our first planting day. The students are transplanting seedlings into the beds. I want to talk about this young man in the middle. When he started in our program 4 years ago as a freshman, he was a quiet and shy young man. Today, he will walk into the garden and within 5 minutes come over to me and let me know exactly what's going on. He'll tell me what plants, which vegetables need to be harvested, where the bad bugs are, where there's weeds, where there's a couple of ant hills that we need to deal with. It's just amazing to me what this gardening program has done for him. At home, he started by planting vegetable seeds around the yard at their house. He, 2 years ago, started working in the cafeteria, and with the money he has earned there, he bought 3 garden beds for his house, a composter. Almost on a daily basis, he comes in with his cell phone to show me his plants at home, what he's growing, what's going on. He, to use a gardening term, he's totally blossomed into this self-assured, confident young man. He loves gardening. So you can do, or students can do, so many vocational skills in the garden. When students enter the garden, they are given a job. Then they need to decide, do they need to use a pruner, a hand cultivator, a weeder, or a trowel to do that job? Then they will work on making compost, preparing garden beds for planting seeds and seedlings, working on the weeds, checking the health of the plants for diseases, the good bugs, the bad bugs, maintaining the fruit trees, fertilizing the beds. There are just so many vocational skills that can be addressed in the garden. You can work on soft skills. Soft skills are following directions, staying on task, working as a team, communication skills. All of this can be done in the garden. In addition, students can work on entrepreneurial and business skills through a farmer's market. They can organize the market, advertise for it, set it up, work as greeters, tour guides, talk about the vegetables and fruits that are growing, work with the cashier with money handling skills. All of this can be done in the garden, and the students love our farmers markets. The first year that I did the market, some of the teachers could not come to it, and we literally only advertise to teachers and parents and sell out every time. We don't even need to advertise more than that out to the community. But the first year, some of the teachers couldn't come because they didn't have prep during the time of the market. And they emailed me and they said, oh, we wanted to come, you know, can you arrange it somehow, a different time or something like that for the next market? But I thought, okay, how could I do this? I thought, you know, I knew of a business in the community that sells bountiful baskets, right? They're like fruits and vegetables. So I thought, how about we have bountiful bags, okay? So the teachers can let me know. I'll post on our Interact conference what's going to be selling in the market. They can email me, tell me what they want to buy. Our students will bag up the fruits and vegetables, deliver it to their room, collect their money. And not only is this worked for farmers markets, but also in between the markets, when maybe we have one or two types of vegetables that are available to harvest and sell, but not enough for a whole market, a farmer's market. So again, I just posted on our Interact conference, and we're selling fruits and vegetables all year long. And it truly helps us, you know, bring in money to buy more plants, tools, all the things that we need to run the garden. I want to point out here in this picture that this garden bed is twice as high as our other garden beds, and that's to accommodate a student in a wheelchair. So in addition to vocational skills, students can work on functional academics, which I like to call garden academics. Students can, for math, they can measure and chart plant growth, work on recognizing numbers, counting, language arts, keep a daily journal, write about what they're observing in the garden. Each garden bed down here at the bottom where you see a sign, each garden bed has a sign with a picture of the mature fruit or vegetable and the name, so they can work on their reading skills. For science, they can identify the different parts of the plant, the roots, the stems, the leaves, the flowers, and then for health, they can discover the nutritional benefits of eating fruits and vegetables. Here is our garden today. We have grown to 23 garden beds and 8 fruit trees. This picture is a little bit old. The fruit trees are larger than that, and they really do produce an incredible amount of fruit. I would recommend these items for your garden. A garden shed. We chose a tough shed, and it's been fantastic. Composters, we have a turnable composter and a standalone. Garden benches, we have 5 of them. They're made out of cedar. The wood shop department at our school built them for us. I've had other teachers contact me because they wanted to see if they would build garden benches for them, and they have. And then we have these 2 long garden tables. Each garden table accommodates 12 students, so 24, and they're also wheelchair accessible at the ends of the table. This year, we decided to move on to indoors, and we now have a hydroponics program. This is in one of the classes that teaches students with autism. We decided with each grow tent to do a different hydroponic system. In the first grow tent there where you see the plants, that's an ebb and flow flood and drain system. The next tent has a water culture with clay pellets. And the last tent is an aeroponic system where, believe it or not, the roots are misted with the nutrient solution. That's how it is fed. But there's 3 different ones. The science club at our school works with our students with special needs to run this program. After having the garden for 2 years, I thought, you know, I love this so much. I want to share with other teachers. Specifically special education teachers, although general education teachers could probably get a lot out of this guide. I wanted to share. How do you do this? How do you start? How do you approach the administration? What do you think about where you're going to put the garden on your campus? Where are you going to get the funding? 2, what garden crops you're going to grow. I included in the guide the most common garden crops that are grown here in Las Vegas, all about them. Do you start them as seeds or seedlings indoors? How do you maintain them as they're growing? When are they ready to harvest? What bugs and diseases do you watch for each one of them? Garden jobs and tools. I go into depth on all the things that you can do with your students for vocational skills. I wrote 20 vocational lessons aligned to the Nevada state standards. There's gardening activities and a ton of resources. And yes, there is a PDF copy of the guide on the conference Google Drive, which will make it easy for you to access those web links.